Hi, my audience. My name's Jake Allen Graham, my newcomers. For those who are new to my new viewers, that's my name, and the name of my channel is Jake Allen Graham. And I'm reviewing Season 1 finale to Hawkeye series. Episode 6, titled So It's Christmas, with a question mark. Spelled with. So, I think I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, it's just giving me the same generic Marvel formula fatigue feeling that I'm getting with watching Marvel movies and shows. The better ones. For me, are 6 out of 10. And this is one of the better ones, products they've come up with their brand. And their 616 universe takes place in. And Marvel Studio, I give this 6 out of 10. This Marvel Studio Hawkeye episode 6 series finale to Hawkeye. I removed this from my watch list because I just didn't care for it a whole lot of it. But there's some magic there. It's just that, look, I wish Hawkeye was the main focus instead of Kate Bishop, because the main show is named after Hawkeye, the Clint Barton Hawkeye, and she doesn't get a superhero name until the series finale ends on when Clint Barton's trying to think of a superhero name for her, and it just ends on the title Hawkeye, so I guess she's going to take on the mantle, Hawkeye mantle, I guess. Or the name, superhero name, I guess. I don't know. I gotta be honest with you, I am not, my knowledge on Kate Bishop, the second Hawkeye from the comics character that took on the second Hawkeye who took on the mantle after Clint Barton, I don't know a whole lot of Kate Bishop at all, really. She's one of those characters I never, learned a whole lot about. Kate Bishop, the new Hawkeye, that takes on the mantle, Hawkeye mantle, after Clint Barton is the OG Hawkeye's been Hawkeye for a bit, and I don't know their history from their 616 universe, from the source material that much. Really, a whole lot is very lacking knowledge in that for the Kate Bishop character, because I literally don't really know a whole lot next to anything outside of the Avengers game that was an RPG Avengers game that bombed by game company, and it didn't do well because they decided to make everything, charge you for everything. That wasn't, and look, the point is, I know Kate Bishop from that Avengers game, that I played, that's an RPG Avengers game, and it's titled Avengers it's the last Avengers game released on the PlayStation 4. I got it on the game. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't as good as Ultimate Alliance or Ultimate Alliance 2. Which were both Avengers game. Ultimate Alliance, they don't use for some reason, don't use the Avengers title. They use the Ultimate title for the Ultimate name of the Avengers in the Ultimate Universe. I I guess that this is basing the world around is the Ultimate Universe within the game of the Ultimate Universe of Ultimate Alliance. Um, and I guess that's why they don't call them the Avengers. They call them the Ultimates Alliance. They call them the Ultimates, and so yeah, I know Kate Bishop from that Avengers game and this show. And I gotta say, Kate Bishop is fine, all of a character. I don't hate her at all. She's not obnoxious, she's not flat, she's not dull, she's interesting, she's likable, she's charming and funny of a character. And it has a great aim like Hawkeye does. Like Hawkeye is like almost great aim, like was almost making her like, you know, it's like so, and she has a cool purple costume, like a cool purple uniform costume, I guess. So take on, and she's played by a talented actress. Seems like that's good and talented. God, I can imagine doing better stuff after this movie. She's probably going places. She's very talented and not bad looking either. Kate Bishop, the actress that plays her. I forget what her name is. Haley something. I forgot what her name is. The last name of her name. Haley first name. Haley something. Fuck. I'm terrible with names. Always have been since I was a little kid. I've been terrible with names than faces compared to faces. Pro at faces, not great at names and remembering it, actually. Unless it's my own. And even that I struggle with my middle name, remembering how to spell my middle name. I struggle with. Because I'm not used to spelling it. So when I put the title in my video, I had to check with my dad to spell like this, my middle name. Alan, it is my middle name, same spelled like my dad is. So I just not used to writing. I didn't have experience writing down my middle name as a kid, so I'm not used to knowing what it spells like, the middle name. So I don't really remember it as well, how it's spelled. So before my YouTube channel, I just had trouble remembering my middle name, how it's spelled. Because I don't really spell it a lot, ever. Use it like when I'm writing on paper. Anyway, so I know I'm falling a little off track, it sounds like a bit. But in my head, I'm making more sense than I am out loud. I'm trying to fix that to make more sense out loud than in my head. Where was I? Oh, yes. Haley something, the person that plays new Kate Bishop. The person who plays the live action of Kate Bishop, also new Hawkeye, who becomes part of the old Hawkeye for the show, I guess. And this, based off what I've seen of episode 1 and a little of episode of, and also I seen a little of episode 1 and 2, and couldn't watch the whole first thing through because I just feel like, look, I don't hate the Hawkeye show, but I feel like there's better products out there for comic book shit you can get into than this. Like, I don't know. I thought Rise of the Silver Surfer from 2007 was a good sequel compared to the original one of Fantastic Four from 2005. I mean, it wasn't bad, but this was a good sequel, I thought, you know? So I thought Marvel, like, should have leave the rights with Fox with the Fantastic Four and let them make a third Fantastic Four movie. With Marvel's helping, like, I don't know. I just think, you know, I don't... Look, I'm going to go fall a little off track here and on a different track and talk about Fantastic Four First Step trailer. And why I don't think it's going to... Why I don't think it's... One reason why I think it's not doing well and losing lots of money, I hear. Like, I hear this movie was the Fantastic Four first step was a flop, and I think I can't really, not surprised, because I was expecting it to be a flop, but then I was expecting Superman to be a flop, but, and to be backlash by, or either one be pounded by critics and fans, you know? Based on word of mouth. I expect either one to have bad word of mouth, but it seems like Superman's the one that's having bad word of mouth, even though it made more money, I guess, than Fantastic Four, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure out based on the YouTube critics I follow that track, they'll give me that explain the box office numbers. They keep changing it over. It keeps changing it over. They keep updating, make new updates. Like one of these YouTuber I follow, like that tracks, that tracks these movies, Superman and Fantastic Four first step numbers, is called Yellow Flash. It's a YouTube channel I watch with watching how movies are doing, or certain movies are doing. If I'm curious on certain movies, doesn't. So, anyway, so I think I should talk about Fantastic Four. First step briefly, the trailer. I think maybe if they went with a different route with them, I think Marvel should have made a third Fantastic Four movie with the cast that Michael Chiklis was a part of, and have those be the main Fantastic Four for the 616 universe, since they're already part of a different timeline. Like they did with, you know how like I think that would have been better than the one that they did. You know, just creating a new timeline that we never seen before, and don't really know these versions of the characters for first steps, like we end up doing with first steps, like ended up doing with. It was like a, to me, it sounds like a dicey decision making, just less dicey decision making to make a third installment to the Fox era and make it that Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four for the 616, and bring them to the 616 universe from the Fox timeline. They have them just fail to save their timeline or something like that, you know, and then them make a new home in the Fox, and take it into you timeline, then bring that, tie it into multiverse shenanigans like they're going to. That's what I think they should have done. But instead we got Fantastic Four first step with a different cast and kept version of the characters reboot. And nobody really saw or cared for. And one who liked it said all the ones who liked it felt mad about it. And as in, they would give it a 6 out of 10. That's doesn't give me hopes for first steps or any future upcoming events of Marvel Studios. So neither is this Hawkeye series. It gives me fatigue more than anything, giving it a show a 6 out of 10. Because it gives me fatigue of comic book fatigue more than anything. And it makes one big mistake. I think the biggest mistake is it focuses way too much on the new Hawkeye and not focusing on the main Hawkeye, the original Hawkeye, and making him the main character, but making the new Hawkeye the main character from the Hawkeye comics, Marvel 616 universe. And Marvel 616 universe by Marvel Studios is an adaptation, a loose adaptation of 616 classic Marvel comics universe. That's the one that Stanley with. That's one that started in the. That's one that that started the Fantastic Four with Stanley and Jack Kirby, right? And a bunch of other macros are part of that universe from comics. So I see the Marvel Cinematic movies as a loose adaptation of the Ultimate Universe and the 616 universe. is a loose adaptation of both universe, taking inspiration from both universe. And Marvel has confirmed that they have taken inspiration from both 616 and Ultimate Universe, and that's their goal, to merge them together and try and make something new. Well, what they make is mediocre garbage. Forgettable shit. And unimaginative. Taking place in the real world that nobody cares about. Yippee. For us comic book fans, right? Or does this feel like more like a fuck you to every comic book fan that like Marvel, even when they were going bankrupt in the 90s, and the only thing that he had really is to have X-Men to branch off of for comics. And yes, I hear that was mostly due to the success of the X-Men the animated series, or why the X-Men were so popular in the 90s compared to all the other comic book brands that weren't as popular. Wonder what I think they're going to do with the X-Men. I'm worried they're not going to make them actual mutants, but they're going to make them a side effect of the Super Soldier Serum program, like they were in the Ultimate Comics continuity, where they weren't actually something naturally born like that. They were just experimented on. So mutants aren't really a thing in the Ultimate Universe. Aren't really a real thing, actually. They're just like a genetically enhanced super soldiers that have mutations to their side effects of taking the Super Soldier Serum that Steve Rogers took in the comics and also in the movies known for taking. So I'm worried that when they introduce the X-Men to the MCU, they're really going to be revealed not mutants, but a side effect of a super soldier serum program side effects gone wrong. Like how Red Skull was in the MCU. That's what the X-Men are in the Ultimate Universe. That's what makes the mutants and gives them the incredible X-Men powers in the Ultimate Universe. Mutants are not a natural stage of human evolution like they are in the 616 universe. They are literally a drug, a side effect from using the super soldier drug and injecting them on regular humans and experimenting on them. And we find this in a plot twist called event Marvel put out called, in their Ultimate Universe, called Ultimatum, where they killed Magneto. After Magneto, feels bad that he killed his own, he found out the whole, mutant thing is this bullshit, and he find out that they're nothing more than a side effect of a super soldier experiment program gone wrong. Is what gave them their powers and what made them different, and giving them X-Men, make them their special abilities, you know? So that's what I think Marvel's going to do with the X-Men, and how the X-Men are going to come in the MCU logic before they reset the whole timeline. And I agree with Yellow Flash. I think they're going to do the same thing with Mr. Fantastic. They're going to make him the Maker eventually. I would be surprised if they don't fuck up it. I would be surprised if they didn't do that, because that's what Marvel does. They always want to mix the 616 universe ideas with the Ultimate Universe ideas, continuity ideas. They've been doing that since day one. They've been doing that since 2008, you know, or 2011 maybe, I think. I think they did that with Star Wars 2011 Thor movie, when Thor had his name dropped, his human name dropped from, and teased from the Ultimate. Thor had a human name in the had a fake name in the Thor movie, the first one. Well, that was his real civilian human name that he uses in the Ultimate Universe. That's what the civilian name he used. I guess he uses for himself in the Ultimate Universe for a name. And it's like, and this is after it's really revealed that he really is the God of Thunder and not just some crazy drunk. And I guess like originally, like, you know, I guess like this, and that's what the Ultimate Universe, like, Thor is like, that's a little knowledge of Ultimate Universe Thor from the Ultimate Universe. And that's probably why Thor doesn't have a helmet. Because I don't think in the Ultimate Universe he's known for wearing, like, his helmet, his signature helmet. But I don't remember him wearing his... I remember him, he's not known for wearing his cape in the Ultimate Universe either, along with his helmet, regularly. I mean, sometimes in some issues I see him... I mean, he's most time just, like, doesn't have a helmet or a cape. He just rocks armor and, like what Thor armors look like in the first Thor movie, the first two ones, you know? The ones before Taika Waititi took over was Ragnarok. And you sick assholes and sick people let that make money. And that made money, I guess, but, I honestly ask, what did it cost them at one point? What did it cost them with Ragnarok? What, other than, you know, you kind of broke, you kind of like reset everything with the Marvel tone, and it just got worse after Ragnarok, I thought, with the building the universe. Anyway, I give Hawkeye Season 1 a 6 out of 10. Now I'm going to talk about Thor, Love, and Thunder. I give that a 1 or 6 out of 10. You know, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Because it's not awful, but it does give me superhero fatigue. And it's not a terrible movie, it's just not a great movie. It's just one of those retired popcorn movies you have to shut off your logic, real-world brain. That is your rational mind thinking. And thinking that this is stupid, this doesn't make sense. Why is blood or all of a sudden a different color than red? Why is it gold for the gods? I don't know. Who cares? This is action. It was... Oh, we got some cool action and shitty jokes. Ruining the moment. Oh, and Jane Foster's now Thor. Well, let's just call what she is. Female Thor. Version of Thor. The second, another Thor. So, she calls herself Mighty Thor, but come on, you gotta come up with a better version of the name than Mighty Thor. I thought Female Thor was a better name than Mighty Thor. More original than that. And they tried to make Jane Foster this quirky badass, but really this comes across as stupid, cringe. With some action here and there, her getting most of just one-liners and jokes and shit. It's waste of a film. There's not a whole lot of action like there was in Ragnarok, or even Dark World had, or the first Thor movie had. With this installment, this kind of has the least amount of spectacle sprinkled out for the entire 3-act structure of the movie. And one was sad, you know how Ragnar was trying to be like, knew that was a stupid movie? This movie's trying to be more sincere and serious and doesn't know that it's a stupid movie because it got Christian Bale to play Gore the God Pusher, and the performance he's giving is too good of a performance for this movie. He doesn't know what movie he's in. He thinks he's in a classic comic book movie like he was in The Dark Knight, but what he's in is a Taika Waititi movie like Ragnarok was. And he obviously didn't see Ragnarok. He probably doesn't see a damn thing, a single damn comic movie except what he's been in, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't know anything about if he doesn't know seen any comic movies, or know any comic movies outside of the ones he starred in before Ragnarok happened. And this movie, Love and Thunder, titled Thor: Love and Thunder, is a 1 out of 10. It sucks. I changed my mind. It's not a 6 out of 10. It's a 1 out of 10. I hate this movie. The sad thing is, Gore the God Butcher, played by great Christian Bale, is the only thing that's good about this movie. But even that's wasted because he's barely in the fucking movie. He's like in there for less than 15 minutes of the total runtime of the film. And the film's not even short or a normal long time of a movie. It's long of a movie. And it just drags on. I've seen this movie one time. I'm not going to see it another time because one was enough for me, okay? I think the first 3 Thor movies, and I gotta admit, all the 3 Thor movies I have seen more than one time. But this Thor movie, I didn't want me to see it more than one time. Because it's just... fuck. It's a fucking mess of a movie. Is what it is. Do not see this movie. I regretted seeing this movie. I can only say I didn't warn you. I can't say I didn't. I can only say I can't say I didn't warn you, my audience. This is why I give this Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor 4, final Thor movie. I hope was Chris Evans. I hope he doesn't start another one or any MCU movie because I don't want him to humiliate himself anymore as Thor. Because Thor doesn't feel like Thor anymore. He feels like a lame hero, actually, that just has to be overpowered and doesn't know how to use his power. The worst incompetent hero since Iron Man. In the MCU is what Thor's turned into. The butt of a fucking mess. Joke. What a fucking joke he's turned into. Oh my god, I hate Thor in this movie. Really do. I give this a 1 out of 10. The saddest thing is, Chris Hemsworth definitely got the best shape and the most jacked shape he's been in his career for this movie. But yet, this made him do not some really cool actions that's cinematic. Sometimes he gets cool action cinematic, but most of the times it's like it's just there to make him. The action is there to make him look like an incompetent buffoon of a hero. And I'm not excited for Taika Waititi's take on Judge Dredd when he takes on Judge Dredd. I hope that doesn't do well. I hope that's panned by everybody. I hear he's doing a Judge Dredd reimagining. And I don't want him to do Judge Dredd. I know what he's going to do is he's going to be bad as Ragnarok, but worse than Ragnarok and Love and Thunder. And that's my review on Thor 4, where I give it a 1 out of 10. So that's my review on Thor and Hawkeye, Season 1, Episode 6, so it's Christmas titled. And Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor 4, the final installment of the Thor franchise, was Chris Hemsworth started. And that's my review on Thor and Hawkeye. Where I give one a 6 out of 10, that would be Hawkeye. I give a 6 out of 10, and Thor, I give a 1 out of 10. The last Thor movie is a 1 out of 10, and Hawkeye season finale is a 6 out of 10. The finale to Hawkeye is a 6 out of 10. The final Thor movies are 1 out of 10. That's my review on Thor and Hawkeye, season 1 of episode 6 of Hawkeye, the finale. Okay, bye. Subscribe, hit the like. Please feel free to comment below, or don't have to. But please subscribe and like this video, please. To grow my subscribers and like my video. Support my channel, please. Goodbye.